Before I even do anything, I just wanted to say that this video was a production nightmare. My original recording was somehow corrupted, and to fix it I would need to pay a $30 subscription to this Wondershare BS. So I had to re-record another hour of footage, but there is a persistent cackling noise, so I can't use the audio. All gameplay audio will be muted, so just enjoy music and me talking about a 9-year-old game. A staple of the Arkham franchise is the challenge mode, where you can practice as any character the game allows you to play as. For today's video, I'll be taking on Origins challenge mode, but with every modifier enabled. I'll show what each modifier does on screen so I don't have to spend the next hour explaining them, but I will be using them all. For each character, I will do 2 maps and 3 difficulties. So 2 easy maps, 2 medium maps, and 2 hard maps. The characters are Batman and Deathstroke. For the hard maps, to make them even harder, I won't use the helpful modifiers, at least sometimes. I'll bring this back later. But finally, to actually pass a map, I need to earn all the medals I possibly can. Again, I'll elaborate more on this later. With all the boring stuff out of the way, let's get to what you all want to see. Now, me contemplating why I did this in the first place. For the easy Predator map, I chose the GCPD. The medals I have to earn to pass are smash landing, explosive donation, and great moves. Starting the map is easy enough. Shoot a zipline and glide over to the vantage point, because it's rigged to blow.
Bust.
Hit a sonic baddie and lure my victim over, wait for the game to register the fact that I'm standing right over him, then boom, smash landing, that's a check right there. The propane tank was a bit finicky, as sometimes the tank didn't hit the cop with enough speed to actually knock him out. Sometimes they would hit the fence and the cop just flops over. Eventually I managed to get him, and then bang, explosive donation, that's a check. Now great moves left, time for the challenge. Just kidding, I found this cop with no peripheral vision at all. I saw this as easy pickings and bodied his ass to the floor, no WWE. With an easy 3 minutes and 52 seconds, that's the GCPD done and dead, over, whatever. Intensive Training is the most bare bones combat map ever made. It's just classic Batman beating up thugs that throw stuff. With every modifier on, I felt too OP. I dropped these fools too quickly and I ended up losing my combo, which, was really annoying and it sucked. Call that suffering from success. I did figure out a way to keep these guys standing. I just hit them with K beatdowns while the other guys get up. The Protective Aura is the most annoying modifier due to it ruining absolutely perfect runs. On the harder maps, I will bring this up again, but believe me, in combat maps, I'm just stuck running around him to avoid losing my combo. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I got the medals pretty easily and Batman got a nice workout in. With the easy Batman maps out of the way, let's get onto the medium rare BS. Easy money was going to be my medium Predator map because I just know this map like the back of my hand. Before playing this game on the PS3, I had it for the Wii U. Yeah, remember the Wii U, that hunk of junk that could barely run Mario? Anyway, the medals here are Venting Anger, Blast Zone, and Hang Time. Hang Time is impossible because the gargoyles explode the second I set foot on them. I did try just being really quick, but that didn't work, so Venting Anger and Blast Zone are the only things I need to get, and boy are they easy. I hit the same strat here, zipline, accidentally go on top of the gargoyle, which leads to everyone knowing Batman was clapping ass cheeks. Now I gotta hurry up with the spray gel. I used some more of the Sonic and failed because he wasn't on the right side. I ran it back and exactly what I was talking about earlier happened here. The invincible dude was camping in front of my rigged wall and I couldn't lure another guy over because throwing the Sonic Batarang would attract the red man, so I just had to sit there like an idiot. Until his powers ran out and I dropped a wall on this goober. Had that boy slumped, dreaming about some piggies jumping over the fence. To get the vent one, I did the same thing. Sonic rang and camped out on the vent. The guy took his sweet ass time, but I jumped him and had him dreaming. Since I couldn't do hang time, I did the next best thing and hit a zipline takedown on the Goofy. Took my time, but it was done nonetheless. I think Overflow has got to be one of my favorite chill combat maps. No, I get it. Duke, how can a map about beating the crap out of thugs be chill? The answer is the map is easy, even for a medium map. The area is nice and small, so you don't have to lunge between enemies looking like the Flash. The addition of some armor guys is also nice, as it surprisingly makes the fight easier. It gives me a target to beat down in case I'm waiting for other thugs to get up. Knife guys are mid as usual. I always hate these idiots. Whenever I had to fight them back in the Wii U days, I always missed the counters. I didn't understand that I needed to hold the counter button instead of moving back. I thought I needed to time the button with the swipes. Learning that when playing Arkham City 4 years ago was an eye-opening experience. Anyway, I completed all the medals and these goofies went down without much trouble. But the true games are over. It was time for the heat test. The drip check. Let me get a heat check. When I tell you that I actually struggled here, that is an understatement. Even though realistically Adam West Batman wipes anything and everything in the Arkhamverse before dinner. But these maps really gave me a hard time. I think I might cut that. But seriously, this map alone took me like 30 minutes of attempts. The medals weren't even hard, and I only needed to do like 2 because Chaos Theory required vantage points which are still rigged to explode. So I just needed to drop a wall on somebody and then get a takedown with the sonic battering. Not too hard, right? Here was my plan. Spawn, get in the grates, crawl to the vent cover, slide in like some coochie, spray the wall with explosive gel. Quickly get out of the vents before this Neanderthal sees me, grapple up, blow up the wall when the sensor goes off. There's Metal 1, Blast Zone. Next step is toss a sonic battering in front of the vent cover and hide behind it. Wait for some thug to step in front of it, then get a takedown. But as usual, what ended my runs instantly was when the guy was the invincible dude. After this, it was just freestyling whatever fit. My main strategy was to set up a zipline above the main map and just yank thugs off the railings or zip tie them to gargoyles. But the real issue came down to time and health. The second a criminal saw me, I was dead. I couldn't even dodge or duck. I just got a face full of buckshot and boom, run dead. Dead in the water. Time was bad just due to the fact that they were everywhere, and with detective vision scrambled, I couldn't see them. This meant I needed to pray that there wasn't a mine waiting for me around the corner, and just, again, the second I see a mine, I'm dead. It explodes, and I can't do anything about it. But all of this wouldn't have been so bad if there wasn't a time limit directly above my head. This thing triggered fight or flight and meant I needed to take these goofies out as fast as possible. And with these guys armed to the teeth, no detective vision available, a slither of health left, no silent takedowns, mines everywhere. I saw this Joker death screen more times than I cared to count. Hell, I'm probably gonna start hallucinating Joker at this point, so.
He's stuck deep inside you.
With all these attempts, tries, runs, this and that, I only beat it once, with 1 medal. Blast Zone. I was pretty much losing my will to live at this point, so I called it quits on hard time. And shit doesn't live up to its name. The combat map wasn't much easier, even if I thought it was at first. I checked out my DLC maps and decided on City on Fire. Basic story, GCPD sucks at their job and Bane threatens Gotham, average Tuesday afternoon. I did the same thing for the modifiers as the last one, every bad one. It was going good at first, I was feeling it, I was feeling like vengeance, I was feeling like the Knight, I was feeling like Batman until I got dropped like a sack of puppies. I got hit with a 2-piece, no combo. Bane's gang had my man Bat's back arching, looking like Arkham City Catwoman, had me snoozing on the ground, drooling and everything. I ran it back using the regeneration modifier because I was just sick from the last challenge. Even now, thinking about it makes me want to puke up everything I've eaten since then. The new enemy here was a shock baton dude, but I never really noticed it until he was swiping that thing at me, looking like my baby cousins with those like fireworks sparklers. The heat was felt here, I'm not gonna lie. The fight felt even longer because I couldn't do combos or special takedowns or quick fire gadgets or anything. I was stuck spamming square, triangle, and X. That's all I do in the combat maps. At least Predator makes me think out of the box. In combat, all you do is spam buttons. Not much more to add here. A pretty difficult map to end the Batman side of the challengers. I was just glad I wouldn't have to start this thing anymore. Back at it again with breaking in. This time we got no gravity, venting anger, and round the bend. These medals were literal easy money, no not you. I broke this guy's back and now I had to wait for someone to walk in front of the grates. You can see Deathstroke is missing like half the gadgets Batman has. He doesn't have his equivalent to the sonic batarang, so I can't lure thugs anywhere. I just have to wait and hope they pass by me. Luckily, after masterfully avoiding these bullets, I managed to get a takedown. Sure, these two guys unloaded about 20 rounds of 5.56 cartridges into my ass, but with my nasty dodging skills, I survived. At this point, I only needed the rounding the bend medal, so nothing too difficult. I snatched this guy's breath from him, and that was all the medals done. Now I could deal with the rest of these troglodytes. I also decided to try out some never before used Deathstroke gadgets, where these neutral pellets do this. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what. I guess he took a fat ass rip of the gas and he was slumped. Either way, that was that with a new record, a clean 4 minutes and 12 seconds. The GCPD really does need to hire better cops, but then again, like 2 metahumans just broke in and then terrorized them in their own station. Man, Gotham's a mess. Back at it again in intensive training because instead of easy, it is just mind-numbing. Deathstroke himself is missing like all of Batman's moveset, so he just smacks dudes over the head with a metal stick. With no combat takedowns or special moves, yeah, Deathstroke was pretty lame. Sure, you can heal without needing the modifier, but come on dude, hit a different move than just whacking him over the head with a cane. But back to the actual map, it's again just easy. I use the same method as I did when I played as Batman, knocks him down, then do a beatdown while the invincibility shield refreshes. One interesting thing I noticed is why is Batman just casually allowing Deathstroke and random criminals to fight in his Batcave? Like, how did they get in here and why are they just chilling? Imagine if you got a high enough score as Deathstroke, Batman shows up when we get a final offer of boss fight part 2. But unfortunately I only ended with a score of 45,095. Done with the easy baby stuff, so I move on to some more medium rare maps. For the medium stealth map I decided to do checking out, because easy money was, I've already made this joke before. The medals here are over the ledge, break your fall, and fire hazard. Over the ledge was the first medal I always got because it really is just easy. There's always some goober waiting for me there on the ledge, so you know, might as well take it. The gargoyles are still mine, so that ended a perfect run, so I did it again and got a face full of buckshot, another perfect run down the drain. When I finally made the plan to have a wire ready for me before doing the ledge takedown, I could actually continue my run. Said run was a lot of waiting. I needed to drop on somebody and to catch a thug inside a cloud of smoke for a silent takedown. The drop attack was easy enough, it just took a while to set up, but the smoke one worried me. A modifier in these challenge maps disables silent takedowns, so I really thought that I would need to skip the challenge. I spent a lot of time waiting for the perfect moment to strike, but of course the hostage was in danger. Now this usually isn't a big deal because I could just disable the gun, but I wasn't Batman. I would actually need to take this guy out without silent takedowns. You can see me here just walking up to him and in a fit of worry I try to quick fire him, but I guess those bunny masks block your vision and you only see forward. Unlike a real bunny, those guys can see like all over the place. You ever try to sneak up behind a bunny? I hit him with a little 3-piece and in a miracle by Guinea, the guy slides right down to the fire extinguisher that's sitting there. Even in my stupidity that sometimes happened in these runs, I took the chance and it surprisingly worked. I got the 3 medals and believe me, I'm as surprised as he is. No world record times, but it didn't need to be. I got it done. I chose 25 to life because that's what those of you who watch but don't subscribe will be sentenced to. Looking back on it now, this map is an easy one, but with everything that happened while trying to record footage, I really don't want to spend any more time re-recording. So trust me in saying that nothing changed about my strategy. Stun beatdowns give me time while the invincibility refreshes. Of course I ended off with an absolutely disgusting score of 51,560. Now we're in the home stretch here, now we just have to do all of the hard challenges as Deathstroke. This is what I dreaded. Hard maps as Batman was hard enough, but with a watered down Nightwing, even worse. I would have to stare at this ugly ass thing the entire time.
Who put you on the planet?
Since I was dealing with the PTSD of hard time, I went to my DLC and saw a turning point. Seeing as how it is one of 3 Predator maps, I really didn't want to have to experiment here. I was gonna do this map or I was gonna do this map, so I didn't really have a choice. Medals here are Pain Window, Proof Bullet, and First Feet. Boof Pullet was going to be eliminated because the negative health modifier counts as taking damage, so that's out the window into the landfill. I spent my first few runs just scouting and getting a feel of the map. This perch with a mine right behind me was my main vantage point other than the obvious zipline above me. Layout was simple enough, 5 normal thugs and 1 dude with thermal goggles walking around in this map that kind of looks a lot like the Mr. Freeze boss fight room. Almost like an asset flip. The ledge takedown was easy because somebody always walks under you, somehow not noticing this thing looking at you. As with all unlucky runs, sometimes the guy I was meant to choke out would end up being the invincible goober. It's a good thing a backup comes along as the prisoner just waltzes out and stands right under me. Either way, this medal is done and it was time for the last one. It is a bit difficult trying to get the right angle to do a window smash. The only opportunity was when the posse of thugs was walking pretty close, so it was gonna be close. I hit a risky play and it pays off. I managed to escape the goons. Now with both challenges done, I just needed to do what I do best, terrorize some goofies. I zipped this guy to a gargoyle, then hit a 2-piece no drink in the cover of smoke. I dropped some tea bags and finished the final predator encounter of this challenge. The hard combat map was a tricky decision because in my lost footage I did 100 to 1. 100 to 1 is exactly what it sounds like. You versus 100 thugs, but luckily not at once. They sprinkle in as thugs get knocked out, so at most there's like 12 at a time. The only problem I found with this was that with every modifier on, I was delegated to basic punches and counters. The fucking Family Guy cafeteria fight scene had more special moves than I did. So doing 100 to 1 would just mean I would need to mash 3 buttons for 8 minutes straight. I'm obviously not gonna do that again, so I tried most of the before deciding on Panorama. The maps were really just annoying with me being again limited to button mashing. I just needed a map I knew really well. Now don't get me wrong, this doesn't make the map any easier. There were knife guys, armored guys, big ass dudes. He needs to drop the workout routine, bro, please! I used my same tactic of beatdowns to let the refreshes happen, but I also had to avoid gunfire now. These guys managed to get guns almost immediately, so that meant there were just guns on the ground waiting to get picked up. But using tactical vision, I usually targeted them if I wasn't getting hit from the back. Pause! The armored goon allowed me to rack up a combo quickly and get the medals almost instantly. In the final round, the enforcer was annoying as shit as he would not let me breathe. Every time I was racking up a good combo, bam, I get Shaq's fist straight to the dome. Whenever I did this map as bats, I would always use the shot gloves and then go Origins ending on this guy until I hit him with the WWE Raw SmackDown moves. But since Mr. Stroker is clearly lacking in that department, I just saved him for last. Here, I somehow managed to get him while surrounded by idiots just staring at him getting his ass kicked. Here, take this final beatdown as a satisfying end to my challenge. Now we don't have to stare at this walking Nerf ball anymore, finally. Thank God that skin is so bad, I'm gonna go bleep my eyes. There it is, Batman Arkham Origins challenge maps with every modifier turned on, at least every negative modifier. For the hard challenge, I had the positive ones off. Overall, I collected a total of 31 medals out of 36 possible medals. The ones I missed need advantage points or for me to not take any damage, which with negative modifiers is impossible. So would I recommend this challenge at all? Honestly, not really. For the Predator part, absolutely go for it. It'll really get your brain working and get you pushing boundaries of what is possible. But for combat maps, don't even bother. It takes out all the fun from the free flow combat. Unless of course you like mashing buttons. Every modifier drains all of the enjoyment out of the combat maps. I had a migraine after finishing my footage. It also might have just been from looking at that Judas contract skin, but I digress. Depending on how well this video does, I might also do it for the Arkham City challenge maps. I think the modifiers are the exact same, but at least they're different maps and characters. Wait, 4 characters, meaning 12 different maps? If I do that, prepare for it to be a 2-parter because I'm not going to cram 4 challenges into one single video. That's all I got for today's video. Thank you all for the recent support because we up. Stay safe and goodbye.